y'all. I'm back. It's been quite some time. I know. The summer has whooped my ass. But, we're getting back to business. And this was something that was highly requested of me to talk about, the Unusually Brie situation. If you're not familiar, before you clicked on it, there was a cover for you to see the young lady and this situation. So to run this situation down to you guys really quickly, a young lady about a week or two ago got on her TikTok and made a TikTok stating that, Black men need to, go to therapy to learn how to expand their emotional vocabulary, be able to fully, to be better partners and just to be better people. And the way that she did it was very unconventional, I would say. It was very much her, and she inserted, a lot of her personality. She did use the N-word a few times. And she shook and twerked a little bit at the end. I enjoyed the video. Shout out to her. I enjoyed the video. I thought the video was funny. I thought it was true. I understand what she was trying to get across. And I, went on about my day. So then it comes back, later on that week. By Friday of that week, she then posted another TikTok saying that she has lost her job. She was working for an organization, and the organization decided to part ways with her due to her viral status and her behavior in said TikTok. Okay? Now, some other messiness came out. If you're not aware, there were several think pieces. There was an attack via Twitter and all social media platforms about her behavior in this video, and her conduct and her professionalism, by Black people, white people, by everybody. Right. So I watched her video saying that she had got fired, and she showed that there had been some articles written where her personal information was put out, and where she actually worked was released to the public via these articles written by Black women. And I'm just telling y'all the story. I'm not going to tell you how I feel just yet. So, the Black lady wrote this post saying this is grossly inappropriate. This is not professionalism. She was being harmful in her speech and just, pretty much read her riot, the riot act, during this article. And also, again, proceeded to dox her, which doxing, if you're not familiar with that, is where people leak your personal information to the internet. So then from that, I guess, article, people were able to contact her job. Her job had a meeting. So again, when we get back to the final video of it, she has lost, her employment. Then we go to another, video that I received as well, where she had basically said now her clients, unfortunately have been displaced and affected by, that company's decision or that organization's decision to part ways with her, and with no notice. There was no plan in place for her to not see her clients anymore. So now her clients are without a therapist and now have to either go with whatever the organization decides or offers to them, or they are back on the search for a new therapist. And I want to talk about that. I'm going to try not to make this super, super long. But I have thoughts. So that is the story of Miss Unusually Brie. I just have so many thoughts, right? So my first thing, I will say my personal opinion on the original video was that I thought it was funny. I thought she was being honest. And I laughed at it because she was twerking. And I went on about my business. Personally, I would not have posted anything like that to the public. I would have did it privately, like in my close friends or something like that, and left it the fuck on. And went on about my life. But, doing it for the gram, doing it for the internet, yikes. It might not go the way you anticipate. So, that's what I thought about the original video. Now, we're going to get into what I feel like could have been done better in this situation by Brie personally. Again, like I just mentioned, you could have absolutely posted that video in your close friends or for your private, personal people that you fuck with, and you would still be gainfully employed. I love you. That's no jab at you, and I'm pretty sure you've heard that take through the last 2 weeks. But you absolutely did not need to post that for the public. I think, and here's where we get into the respectability politics of being a licensed professional, where I don't care what you do. A lot of these institutions are written and from the white gaze, so there is some respectability to it, and I will acknowledge that, right? Because a lot of people were saying, well, that's for white people anyway. It is, but again, we have to work within these systems as they are, unfortunately, because we're not in a position, or we have not been in a position to make change last or continue, to make change happen. So again, certain things you just unfortunately cannot do. It's not fair. I don't like it, but it is what it is. It's just something that you just unfortunately are not able to do once you are a licensed professional, and as well as when you work for organizations, because a lot of them now have clauses for social media. I am a little bit of a secret dinosaur out here, and I've been working in this field for the better part of 12 years. And when I first started, social media had just started to become a thing, and I received so much training and so much, you can't do this, you can't friend this, you can't do this, from early in my career, that it's a lot of things I'm not doing on the internet, because I do like to be able to feed my child. I like to be able to live the way that I like to live, and unfortunately, that's the trade-off that you make when you do become a licensed professional. Now, moving forward, I do want to talk to the people that decided to contact her employer. I think that was very terrible of you. That was despicable. I feel like in this moment, this was a teachable moment for this young lady. And if you are an older person, I'm not sure how old this young lady is. She seems young. If she's not, she's young at heart. This was a teachable moment. This was the moment for the elders in this particular community to come together and grab her up and have a conversation with her about what was not appropriate, what's appropriate, how you have to unfortunately carry yourself as a Black professional. That's what needed to be done. She did not need to lose her job. You know what I mean? I think this is where we got to mind our fucking business. Okay? If it's not hurting you, mind your business. Okay? Just mind your business. If you're not willing to help the young lady, mind your business. That's the answer. Mind your business. Because now you in this, I have to be right. I have to have the answer. She needs to be dealt with. She needs to be taken down a peg or two. You have now disrupted a community of people who are relying on her services. And you sleep at night knowing that there's maybe 10, 20, depending on where organization she works at, people who now no longer have a therapist, and now you're overburdening the other people in the practice or in the organization because you had to be right. I hate that for you. I hate that for you. And I will say that is not going to fare well for you. The person or the people who wrote these articles that led to her being removed from her position, I'm just gonna let you know, you ain't gonna never know sleep, and you ain't gonna never know peace until you right your wrong. You absolutely need to write a retraction. You absolutely need to reach out to her and apologize. It's not gonna make her get her job back, but you need to right your wrong, because you did too much. You went too far. In this day and age, and it happened quickly, like within a week. She clicked post on Monday, and bitch ain't had no job by Friday. Y'all are out of order. You're out of order. This is why, and this is a whole nother thing. I was trying not to make this long, but I have thoughts. This is why the youth of today acts the way that it does. Because they don't have mentorship. They don't have anybody guiding them. Nobody wants to teach anymore. Or if they do want to teach, they want to teach us how to scam. And, I'm gonna mind my business. But this is the problem. Again, this was a teachable moment. Had I had access to Bree or somebody like her, I would have absolutely gripped her up. Hey, baby cakes, let's take that video down. Let's have a conversation. Here's why you can't post it. Here's the implications of this behavior, right? And then here's how, if you want to do things like this moving forward that don't impact your credentials and things like that, here's how we're going to do it. That's all. That's it. And that's all. There was no need to call that lady job. I hate that for y'all. This is why people don't do shit on the internet no more. This is why nobody wants to become an activist. This is why nobody wants to do anything for anybody, because this is what y'all do. It wasn't a clear person. It was not another person outside of her community that got her fired. It was somebody in her community. Somebody of her same skin tone, somebody of her same gender experience that got her fired. Y'all really want to be the oppressor so bad. Y'all want to be the oppressor so bad. Oh my God. You want to oppress somebody so bad. Like, how do you sleep at night? Can you explain that to me? How does that make you feel good? Now, I do want to get into the people who were talking about her language and how it was harmful to Black men, and them in their pursuit of mental wellness. I will say, again, my personal point of view, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it or said it like that. I would have just basically said, African-American men absolutely need therapy to help expand their emotional growth. Here's how we would do that. Here's how we would go about that. I would not necessarily frame it in the way that she did. That's not me. She got her own thing. Right? But y'all got to understand, everybody's not going to get it the respectable way. Some people just don't respond well to that because that's not what they know. We got to, in the world of human services, we got to meet people where they at. Okay? All the book stuff and in the APAs and all that, that's beautiful. Works very well when clients are, have access or have been educated. A lot of people have not been educated. So you have to meet them where they are. I'm not saying that you should try to shame or demean African-American men or Black men, whatever you like to call yourself these days, Native men, into treatment or into therapy. But I absolutely believe we got to meet them where they at. Okay? And a lot of them is not sharing the therapy stuff. They sharing it's working. So she was trying to meet them where they at. Kudos to you, bro. You was trying to meet them men where they was at. Get into it. And we have to meet them where they are. Right? And a lot of Black men who probably need to go to therapy can understand the language and verbiage in which she used. Not saying that it wasn't harmful, didn't cause harm to nobody, or couldn't cause harm to nobody, but I want y'all gotta really, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Black men really are not seeking out therapy like that. There's tons of reasons why, but one of the things might be is the relatability. If I can't relate to you, in 98% of cases, a lot of people, that is their thing. I can't relate to my therapist. I don't like them. Again, meet people where they at. Stop. Y'all doing too much. Y'all go too far. Y'all do too much. And then when somebody is now in crisis, the lady that lost her job, her clients no longer have a therapist, that organization is now having to figure out what to do. The other therapists or other people, professionals that work at that organization are now scrambling because now they're going to have more people on their caseload than they probably should have anyway. All because you had to be right. Okay. I'm going to take note on that. Mentorship is super, super important. For any Black professional, finding good mentorship is very important. If you don't have it, situations like this can happen. Not the cure all be all, but if somebody had been mentoring that young lady, she might not have posted that publicly. You know what I mean? But, those are my thoughts. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there. I will be back. I do have some more mental health stuff coming up here for the fall. I am going to be adding more classes to our spiritual classes. We're going to finish that out. I'm so excited. I'm glad to be back. I love you guys. I missed you guys. Again, Miss Bree, I hope you know are doing as best you can in this situation. I hope that you learn from this and you grow from this. And to the lady that gave out her information, fuck you and everybody you stand with, because you shouldn't have did that. Okay, there was no need to do that. So with that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye for now.